Americans are carrying guns. Lots of Americans are carrying guns. In fact, more Americans are carrying guns today than ever before. We're going to break down exactly how many after this. TA Targets offers some of the most innovative and robust target systems money can buy. Featuring AR-550 steel and forward-thinking build quality, these targets are built to last. Whether you're blasting every day or plinking on the weekends, TA Targets has something for everyone. To get 10% off of anything you order, use the code TGC10 over at TacticalAR500Targets.com. Welcome back to the Gun Collective. My name is Jon Patton, and the fight for gun rights continues. If you're new here, be sure to get subscribed for more gun news every single week. We put out a lot of videos. Now, it's the time of year when pro-freedom researchers at Crime Prevention Research Center put out their annual report on concealed carry permit holders here in the United States. And as you may have guessed, somehow, wink wink, the numbers are soaring. This report is easily one of the more thorough that I've seen, and I want to personally thank these people for putting it together. You guys rock. This is fantastic. There's a massive amount of data in the report, so I couldn't possibly cover it all, so we'll hit some of the highlights. According to the CPRC report, during the Trump administration, concealed carry permits soared to over 19.48 million, which is a 34% increase over 2016. And although gun sales are the highest ever this year, CCW permit growth has slowed to only 4.4% over last year, about 820,000, because most states are denying individual freedoms and have not been issuing permits due to the pandemic. If we are looking at the country as a whole, 7.6% of adults have permits to carry. That is fantastic. And if you remove communist hubs like California and New York, around 9.2% of Americans have permits. In 14 states, more than 10% of adults have permits. And even though some have fallen below that mark, that is a direct result of constitutional carry being recognized. The top three: Alabama at 28.5%, Indiana at 18.7%, and Iowa with 15% of adults having permits. That's only if you look at it from a percentage basis, because there are 5 states that have over 1 million permit holders: Alabama, Florida, Georgia, Pennsylvania, woot, and Texas. Florida is actually the first state to have over 2 million. Texas has 1.52, and our home state of Pennsylvania has 1.42 million adults with permits. If we look at it from a gender perspective, in the 14 states that provide gender data, women made up 26.4% of permit holders, and that number has grown about 100% from 2012. If we look at it from a race perspective, even though we only have 4 states reporting that data, we can see that from 2015 to now, the number of permits grew at a 55.6% faster rate for blacks than whites, and 62.9% faster for Asians versus whites. Rooftop Koreans are a real thing. If we look at the cost of a permit, the average price across all states is $79.21, but if we include the zero-cost constitutional carry, that brings the average down to just over $59. The highest end of that spectrum comes from places like New York City, which is about $340, but I've heard stories, many stories, of the hoops that you have to jump through just to get a permit in areas like that. I think we can take away a few really important things from this report. First and foremost is that despite what talking heads on TV are saying, more people are taking their safety seriously, and personal responsibility is actually on the rise. Not only that, but the amount of voters with guns and concealed carry permits is increasing, and that means that more and more people are likely to be concerned about that issue at the polls. The gun community is growing and changing and evolving right now before our eyes. And even though I've said it before, I will reiterate. We absolutely freaking have to treat new gun owners with respect and welcome them into our community with open arms. It's very likely that some of them don't have the steadfast dedication to freedom that most of us have. And therefore, it's important to guide folks into discussions and not beat them over the head with memes and things of that nature. These are our allies, and we need to treat them that way, despite the slight differences we may have in beliefs. There's a link to this whole report so you guys can learn even more down in the description. And if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button so the algorithm knows you actually enjoyed it. You gotta tell them.
Feed me! I'm starving! Must be blood. Must be fresh. Feed me.
And of course, get subscribed as well. That would be rad. And as always, thank you all for watching. We'll see you soon.